Sometimes reality can be even more terrifying than the scariest stories. Imagine waking up one morning. You open your eyes, but the world is no longer familiar. Faces seem strange. Your home feels different, and the calendar shows a date that should be impossible for you. Yet you believe you've only been asleep for a few hours. But what if sleep is not just a simple resting process? What if some people slip into a state of unconsciousness far beyond what we know, defying the very flow of time? Today I will introduce you to one of history's most mysterious cases. The story of a young girl who went to bed one night and, when she opened her eyes, found that 30 years had passed. The incredible tale of Karolina Olsson, who defied the nature of sleep and time itself. If you're ready, let's embark on a journey to the edge of reality and the unknown. By the way, if you enjoy this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video. Your support means a lot to me. Welcome to my channel, Discovery of the Mystery, where we will uncover the secrets. In the late 1800s, a strange event was unfolding near the Mönsterås region of Sweden, on the island of Okno. Karolina Olsson, a perfectly normal 14-year-old girl, was crossing a frozen river on her way home on February 18, 1876, when she slipped and hit her head hard on the ice. However, just a few seconds later, she got up as if nothing had happened and continued walking toward her house. When she arrived home, she told her father about the accident, and he examined her, noticing some scratches and bruises on her body. Yet despite this, Karolina appeared to be in perfect health and showed no signs of distress. However, in the following days, she began suffering from severe headaches and complained about an increasingly sharp toothache. Karolina, the only daughter among 5 siblings, lived with her brothers, mother, and father. Her father, like most families in Okno, was a fisherman, and they lived in a small single-room cabin. Since they were far from other settlements and too poor to seek medical help, Karolina's family couldn't do much about her condition. Additionally, they held strong superstitions, leading them to believe that her pain might not be caused by the fall, but by something supernatural, perhaps witchcraft. Because of this, they simply sent her to bed, hoping she would recover on her own. However, when Karolina went to sleep on February 22nd, she would not wake up for a long time. In fact, she would remain asleep for decades. Of course, in the early days of her deep sleep, her family tried various methods to wake her up. They pricked her with needles, inserted sharp objects under her fingernails, and even brought flames close to her skin. Yet, despite all these attempts, Karolina did not react at all. She simply kept sleeping. During all this time, her mother took care of her, ensuring she was fed. Every day, she forced Karolina to drink at least 2 glasses of sweetened milk. Over time, the family situation turned into a local phenomenon, and Karolina Olsson became known as the Sleeping Beauty of Okno. Hearing about this strange case, local doctors visited Karolina about 6 years after she fell asleep and diagnosed her with severe hysteria. They then transferred her to a nearby hospital where they attempted electroshock therapy. However, even this treatment had no effect on Karolina. She showed no response whatsoever. Following this, the doctors speculated that she might be suffering from a severe neuropsychiatric disorder called paralytic dementia. However, since they couldn't be certain, they told the family that waiting was the best course of action and that there was little they could do. And so, Karolina's family waited for years. As time passed, the world changed. Seasons came and went, and some of her family members passed away. The only thing that remained unchanged was Karolina's condition. Despite the years passing, she did little beyond occasionally groaning, shifting in bed, or sleepwalking. She never fully woke up. Even when her mother died in 1904, Karolina did not wake, and as a result, a full-time caregiver was hired to look after her. This caregiver reported that Karolina's hair always appeared clean and that neither her hair nor her nails ever seemed to grow. Additionally, she described how sometimes, after leaving the room and returning, she would find the sugar cubes she had left behind mysteriously gone, which made her increasingly paranoid. What made this case even stranger was that, despite the passage of decades, Karolina showed no signs of aging and appeared far younger than she should have. Of course, she did not sleep forever. On April 3, 1908, After having fallen asleep on February 22, 1876, Karolina suddenly woke up. The moment she opened her eyes, she sat up in bed and began to cry. Her caregiver, thinking it was just another sleepwalking episode, rushed into the room but was left in shock when she realized Karolina was fully awake. The remaining family members were called to the house, but the now grown woman could not recognize her once younger brothers. In a state of understandable shock, Karolina spoke very little over the next few days, reacted to sunlight as if it caused her pain, and struggled to find her voice again. Medical examinations revealed that she remembered nothing except for dreams and nightmares, and despite having been asleep for decades, she had no medical issues. Furthermore, although she was technically in her late 40s, she looked no older than a woman in her early 20s. When psychiatrists conducted mental assessments, they found that she struggled to adapt to the rapidly changing world around her, but her cognitive abilities and intelligence remained completely intact. Of course, many people refused to believe her story. After all, no human being could wake up from a 30-year sleep without any side effects, nor could they survive for more than 3 decades on just 2 glasses of sugary milk per day. Because of this, some suspected that Karolina's family had played a role in fabricating the story. Another theory, proposed by Swedish psychiatrist Harold Frederström, suggested that Karolina had not been in a state of hibernation, but had instead suffered from a form of deep psychosis. However, this theory failed to explain why Karolina appeared remarkably young upon waking. After awakening in 1908, Karolina lived a long and happy life, eventually passing away in 1950 at the age of 88. Until her death, she insisted that everything she had experienced was true. Moreover, similar cases have been reported around the world. For instance, in 2012, a 15-year-old British teenager named Stacey Comfort fell into a deep sleep that lasted for 2 months. Doctors speculated that Stacey's condition might have been caused by Klein-Levin syndrome, also known as Sleeping Beauty syndrome. However, the exact cause remained unknown. Perhaps Karolina Olsson had suffered from an extreme case of a similar disorder, causing her to sleep for 30 years. Even so, this explanation still fails to account for certain mysteries, such as why she did not age, why her hair and nails did not grow, how she maintained her muscle mass, or how she avoided any health complications despite her prolonged slumber. So, what do you think? You can share your thoughts on this topic in the comments. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed my content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned. You can support my channel by liking and commenting on my content. Until we meet again.